Okay, students, welcome to the new session. So, yes, so in the previous class, we began the 16th group elements. We discussed some of the properties, some of the physical properties of these 15th group elements on previous class. Now we are going for the rest of the properties. One of the properties oxidation states. Oxidation states. So, general electronic configuration of 16th group elements is NS2, NP. This is the general electronic configuration of the 16th group elements. Now look at here. Every atom tries to get how many electrons in the outermost shell? 8 electrons in the outermost shell. To get 8 electrons in the outermost shell, if it takes 2 electrons from other atoms, if it takes 2 electrons from other atom, then this one becomes 2p6. Then the total number of electrons in both the things ns2 and p6 is ns2 and p6 is it become 8. When it receives 2 electrons, then the total number of electrons in the valence shell will become 8. Then it reaches the octet electronic configuration. When it takes 2 electrons, then it gets the oxidation state of -2. During bond formation, if these 2 electrons are involved, these 2 electrons are donated by this atom, then you get the oxidation state +2. During bond formation, if 6 electrons are involved, then you get the oxidation state +6. Means 16th group elements will show the oxidation states of -2, +2, +6. If these 4 electrons are donated during the bond formation, then you get the oxidation state +4 also. So these are the possible oxidation states of the 16th group elements. So 16th group elements will show the oxidation states of -2, +2, +4 and +6. So oxide exhibits oxidation states -2, +2, +4 and +6. So what happens to this oxidation state while moving in a group from top to bottom? All those things now we are going to discuss. -2 oxidation states disappear while moving from oxygen to polonium. -2 oxidation state disappears while moving from oxygen to polonium. Next one. Look at the oxidation states of oxygen. Oxygen. Generally, oxygen shows -2 oxidation state, negative oxidation state, negative oxidation state. But in fluorine compounds, oxygen shows positive oxidation state also. Positive oxidation state also. For example, OF2, take OF2. What is the oxidation state of oxygen in OF2? This is X. Each fluorine have oxidation state -1. Two fluorines are there, -2 is equal to 0. X is equal to +2. So oxygen state is this. Now take another example. Go to F2. Go to F2. Now found the oxidation state of oxygen. 2x -2 equal to 0. X is equal to +1. So oxygen shows positive +1 and +2 oxidation states in fluorine compounds. And the remaining compounds oxygen exhibit negative oxidation states. Common oxidation state of oxygen is -2. Next we will look at another negative oxidation state of this oxygen in peroxides. Oxygen exhibits -1 oxidation state. In peroxide, oxygen exhibits -1 oxidation state. Example: H2O2. So what is the oxidation state of this oxygen? So this is 2x. Each hydrogen have +1 oxidation state. Two hydrogens are there, +2. 2x is equal to -2. X is equal to -1. So oxygen exhibits -1 oxidation state in peroxides. Example: hydrogen peroxide, sodium peroxide, barium peroxide, all those things. Look at another case of this oxidation state. In superoxides, oxygen oxidation state is -1/2. In superoxides, oxygen oxidation state is -1/2. Take an example. Take the example of potassium superoxide (KO2). So I am counting the oxidation state of this oxygen. The underlying part have to be counted. So 2x, each potassium oxidation state +1 is equal to 0. 2x is equal to -1. X is equal to -1/2. So what is the oxidation state of oxygen in superoxides? -1/2. state of sulfur. Sulfur exhibit -2 +2 +4 and +6 oxidation states. This -2 and +2 oxidation states are shown in ground energy level, ground state. +4 oxidation state is shown in first excited state. +6 oxidation state is shown in second excited state. Look at those things. Ground electronic configuration. Sulfur 3s2 3p4. Now if it takes 2 electrons, then you will get -2 state. If these 2 electrons are loosed during bond formation, then you get the +2 oxidation state. If it takes the 2 electron, then you get the -2. If it loses 2 electron, then you get the +2 oxidation state. Come to the first excited state. (3s2) 3p3 and 3d1. Because third shell contains d orbitals, empty d. In sulfur, third shell contains empty d orbitals. Into the empty d orbitals, these electrons will go in. These electrons will jump. So this unpaired electron will jump into empty d orbital. Here an unpaired electron is there, that one it jumps to d orbital, so that we will get 4 electrons. 4 electrons means we will get +4 oxidation state in first excited state. Now look at the second excited state. In second excited state, the electronic configuration is 3s1. This one also jumps here. So this one remains 1 electron. 3p3, 3d2. When this one electron enters here, when this electron enters here, you will get 3d2 electronic configuration. Here you will get 1 electron in p orbital. 3 unpaired electrons are there. In d orbital, 2 unpaired. So how many unpaired electrons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we will get the +6 oxidation states. Like that, sulfur exhibit -2, +2, +4, +6 oxidation state at different conditions. At ground level, it shows -2 or +2 oxidation state. At first excited state, it shows the +4 oxidation state. In second excited state, it's showing +6 oxidation states respectively. This next topic is anomalous behavior of oxygen. Why oxygen shows anomalous behavior? Means what we know that all the elements present in a group shows the similar properties. All the elements present in a group shows the similar properties, but oxygen shows some different properties than the other elements in the same group. So those properties are known as the anomalous properties. What are those anomalous properties? What are the causes for these anomalous properties? Anomalous properties of oxygen due to small atomic size, high electronegativity, absence of d orbitals, oxygen shows anomalous properties. Oxygen exhibits oxygen forms multiple bonds due to small atomic size. Oxygen forms multiple bondings. Due to small atomic size, it can bend the pi orbitals. It can bend the pi orbitals and can form the multiple bondings. High electronegativity. Due to high electronegativity, this oxygen also forms hydrogen bondings. And it shows negative oxidation state. High electronegativity. Its common oxidation state is -2 and forms hydrogen bondings. Next, due to absence of d orbitals, it does not exceed its number of bonds. Due to absence of the orbitals, its covalency not exceed three, but remaining elements covalency exceeds to up to 6. In case of SF6, the covalency of sulfur is 6, but oxygen covalency never exceeds to 3 because of absence of d orbitals. Now look at the hydrides of this 16th group element. The 16th group elements forms hydrides of general formula H2M. General formula. Of these hydrides is H2M. But oxygen forms peroxides also. But oxygen gives H2O2 also. We will go for this one, MH2 hydrides or H2M type of hydrides. H2M type of hydrides. So here M stands for these 16th group elements. M is equal to oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. So I am substituting all these 16th group elements instead of M. The first one is H2O, H2S, H2Se, H2Te, H2P. H2O is known as water. This is hydrogen sulfide. This is hydrogen selenide. This is hydrogen telluride. And this one is hydrogen polonide. So these are the hydrides of 16th group elements. So what are the properties? What is a liquid? These are gases, foul smelling, toxic, colorless gas. So what is a liquid? All the remaining hydrides are colorless, foul smelling, toxic gases. Next, other properties. From H2O to H2PO, ease of formation decreases. Ease of formation decreases. What it means? It means that H2O is formed easily than H2S, than H2Se, than H2Te and H2PO. H2O is formed easily. So formation of H2PO is somewhat difficult. Formation of H2O is easy. So ease of formation decreases means H2O is formed easily than H2PO. Formation of H2O and H2S, these two are exothermic process. Remaining thing reducing formations are endothermic process. So formation of H2O and H2S is exothermic process, and the formation of H2SC, H2PE and H2PO are endothermic process. As we are moving from H2O to H2PO, the central atom size increases. When central atom size increases, bond length increases. When central atom size increases, bond length also increases. MH bond length increases. MH bond length increases. When bond length increases, stability decreases. From H2O to H2PO, stability decreases. Thermal stability decreases. H2O is stable up to 2273 kelvins, means it is stable up to 2000 degrees centigrade. So H2O does not undergo dissociation, it remains as H2O molecule up to 2000 degrees centigrade. After that it going to dissociate. But H2PO dissociate at room temperature. H2PO dissociated room temperature. When these substances undergoing dissociation, these things releases hydrogen gas. This hydrogen is going to attack the other substance. Addition of hydrogen is known as the reduction. Addition of hydrogen is known as reduction. Means when these substance when undergoes dissociation, they releases hydrogen gas. This hydrogen is added to other substance easily. Hence, all these are reducing agent. The thing which dissociates easily adds the hydrogen to the other substance easily. So, which thing easily dissociates? H2PO dissociate easily. Hence, H2PO releases hydrogen easily. So, good reducing agent is H2PO. So, all are reducing agents. Reducing capacity increases from H2O to H2PO. Reducing capacity increases from H2O to H2PO. H2PO is a strong reducing agent. H2PO is a strong reducing agent. These substances also releases H plus also. All the hydrates releases H plus also. And the thing which reduces H plus is known as the acid. And this acidic nature increases from top to bottom. Acidic nature increases from H2O to H2PO. hydrides with general formula H2M. Here M stands for 16th group elements. So instead of M you can take oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. When oxygen is there, then it becomes H2O. H2O is from water. It is liquid at room temperature. This is H2S. H2S is hydrogen sulfide. H2Se hydrogen selenium. H2Te hydrogen telluride. H2PO hydrogen polonium. H2O is a liquid. H2S, all these things are colorless gases, foul smelling gases, and they have the toxic nature. Now, some of the properties of these hydrates. From H2O to H2PO, ease of formation decreases. Means H2O is formed easily. H2PO formation is difficult. Next. Formation of H2O and H2S is an exothermic process. Formation of H2O and H2S is an exothermic process. Remaining hydrates H2Se, H2Te, H2PO, all these things formations are endothermic process. This is the central atom. This is hydrogen. So central atom hydrogen. As we are moving from top to bottom, bond length between M and H increases. When bond length increases, bond strength decreases. That means thermal stability decreases. In terms of numbers, H2O is stable up to 2273 kelvins. H2PO is easily undergoes dissociation at room temperature. When they dissociate, they releases the hydrogen gas. This hydrogen readily adds to other substances. Hence, they behave as reducing agents. This reducing capacity increases as dissociation becomes easy. H2O does not dissociate. H2PO easily undergoes dissociation. Hence, reducing capacity increases from H2O to H2. At the same time, these substances releases H plus ions. The thing which releases H plus ions is known as acidic, and the acidic nature increases from H2O to H2PO. These hydrates, another property is due to the presence of lone pair of electrons, these hydrates can behave as Lewis bases. These hydrates can also behave as Lewis bases due to the presence of lone pair of electrons. And this Lewis base capacity decreases from top to bottom because take the example of H2O. H2O central atom is oxygen, which is a small atom. In H2O, two lone pair of electrons are there. These lone pair of electrons repulse this lone pair of electrons going to repel. When repulsion increases, electron pairs easily donation takes place. So in case of H2O, electron pair repulsions easily takes place. When electron pair repulsion easily taking place, its basic nature increases. So hydrates basic nature, hydrates, in case of hydrate, H2O have more basic nature, and while moving from top to bottom, repulsive forces decreases, basic nature also decreases. Basic nature decreases from H2O to H2P. So basic nature decreases from H2O to H2P. H2O undergoes sp3 hybridization. Bond angle is 104 degrees. Shape of the molecule is angular. H2S does not undergo hybridization. The bond angle is nearly 92.3 minutes. As we moving from top to bottom, from H2O to H2PO, bond angle decreases, bond angle decreases. No hybridization. Only H2O undergoes the hybridization. H2S, H2SE, H2T, H2PO does not undergo hybridization. No hybridization. So this is about the hydrates of 16th group elements. Okay, this is enough for this session. We will meet in another session. Okay, thank you.